Sure, we can change the name.
Yeah.
Sure. The Last Alliance. Here we go. Oh my gosh.
This army has the best special rule in the entire book.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today we are bringing you the most emergency of emergency podcasts. Now, I did say that in one of our previous ones. Also, another one that Jake Rawson was on for. He only joins us for the spicy emergency podcast, but we have been sent by a very anonymous source pages from the new Armies of the Lord of the Rings rulebook. Now, I believe this is the Armies book from looking through.
Yes, Armies of Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings one. We have been sent about 50 pages of the new list. As you can see, there is one of them on your screen right now. So these are the exclusive pages from the new unreleased rulebook. So we have about 50 of them to go into on all the new different lists and the armies of the Lord of the Rings. So for the Spotify listeners, the audio listeners, I'm joined by Ali, Jake, and Ben. And please remember to follow us on Instagram and Spotify by following the links in the description down below. And if you aren't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do subscribe to us here on YouTube. So I guess we'll get underway with, it's a shame Ashley Walker isn't here because we're starting with Mordor, his favorite list, of course, but it is no longer Mordor. It's the Legions of Mordor. So I guess this is what Mordor used to be, right? In a Legendary Legion sort of format.
It's like a Pelennor Fields list, isn't it? It's got Mummock, it's got Eastern, it's got Haradrim, but most important, look at the Witch King's price. 245 points.
So this is
more changing of will.
Initial reactions. I haven't looked at any of these pages and I did not see that he was 245 points. That is
no more cost efficient Witch King.
So you're not, so he does get the crown, but you can't be picking the Might, Will, and Fate.
Well, I mean, in this list, yes,
sure.
But he's not necessarily locked into this profile in all of the lists, as we'll see later on.
Maybe not.
There's still some wiggle room there.
This version, yeah. So, so the Witch King has to be so it's a Legendary Legion, but yeah, sort of there are restrictions, obviously, with how you can build. I mean, I guess there's maybe other legions where you can choose the Might, Will, and Fate potentially. But yeah,
he's on a Fellbeast as well there.
Yeah, he's on Fellbeast. So
yeah, required Fellbeast for him and any ring wraiths as well is quite an interesting choice.
Definitely a Pelennor Fields sort of vibe with Gurits, like the trolls, the Mummock. So yeah. And then
where's Saladin?
I know, right? He's being removed from the game. Really. So special rules here. So bring the city to its knees. Friendly hero models may re-roll to wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes against an enemy hero. I don't think I've ever heard natural 1 before. Is that a thing? It's usually just re-roll.
Yeah, they're changing the wording of a lot of things to try and make it clearer. And you'll see later on that we worded a few different things that now seem to make a lot more sense, which is good.
Yeah. So a natural 1. Okay. So re-rolling 1s against enemy hero models for your hero models. So is there anything else to take away from this? Any points changes?
Yeah, Ben, I've just noted. Look how much your Easterling captain is now.
I haven't got that yet.
Is that with a shield? So I think so. I think the trend we're seeing is that the Eastern Captain model doesn't have a shield on him, so he isn't going to be able to have a shield most likely in his profile. So that's probably
fine. He didn't need it anyway.
Yeah, why.
Ben routinely ranks the Eastern Captain as the greatest captain in the game because he was incredibly cheap and so efficient.
Top 5.
It
might now change. But before, top 5 easily.
Yeah. Okay. Was Gothmog always 120 points, or is he cheaper now?
He's cheaper.
Sorry, I'm cutting us there. I'll edit it. So Ali's joining back. Harry's just messaged me saying, "Where's the emergency pod?" So has it gone? Can someone look on Facebook and see if it's been posted or anything?
Oh, why were we live?
No. Hold on.
No, see if someone else has posted.
Yeah, is there something on there?
Oh yeah.
See if Dave Clubley's done it.
I'm just asking, is it posted? Oh fuck yeah! I'm not. I don't think we're first, or we're. Oh no.
Yeah, but we'll have to be first pod. Everyone will look.
Yeah. We'll be the first pod. Wait. Oh, sorry. I'm just. What's Ali doing? Oh.
So whilst we're off air, are there any other interesting ones?
I don't know. I haven't looked at any of it.
There's fucking loads, mate. Oh my god,
which
so
one's
good.
Highlighted? Like which
so
we haven't looked at
Last Alliance, I think, is genuinely one of the best because they've got a special rule in there when an enemy charges an unengaged model. So basically, when they charge you, on the roll of a 6, they take a wound and die.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so just a 6th of their models that charge you just fucking die straight away. Like, it's insane.
That is so good.
Yeah. There's also like rules where like warrior models can give, if they're cavalry, can give their horses to dismounted heroes.
Oh, nice.
Like,
is that just like baked in or just in that one legion?
No, that's it's the good version of the Warg attack one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really cool. But yeah, there's loads of really interesting stuff in it.
How does Dale look? Not that anyone will have looked but me.
I don't think I've seen a Dale because I think this is just Armies of the Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's some really cool Ring Wraith ones though. There's some really cool like Wraiths on Wings. The changes to Black Riders, they're interesting.
Oh nice.
There's lots of Rohan. So many different Rohan lists.
There always
oh
is.
My god. Yeah. The Isengard lists are now very different. Not as good, but much cooler. Saruman has basically become a fucking mega cunt.
How are they? Uruk-hai cross? Can you take Uruk-hai crossbows on captains?
You can.
You can.
Oh, I don't know about on captains. Sorry, I don't know if I saw that. But yeah, you can take Uruk-hai crossbows. You can take Uruk-hai captains. I didn't look to see what order they can have there.
Yeah, because obviously that's what everyone would have gone to. Would have been captain spam with crossbows.
Yeah,
like Brasku, but it's just whether we can do that or not.
Yeah, not sure. You can still take Crebain in lists though, which is good.
Oh yeah, well they are very mobile apparently.
Yeah,
they
there's
are.
also some really cool changes to like the all hero lists, like the Eagles and the Ents. The Ent changes is fucking awesome.
Have we got a new Ent model?
Have we got any what? Sorry,
it rebranded Quickbeam to something else. So does that mean we've got Quickbeam and something else in that list then?
I think it's called Birchseed. I think it's changed to Birchseed now. I don't think it's Quickbeam anymore.
But we don't have a Quickbeam again.
No, it's just Birchseed, Beachbone, Treebeard, and then basic Ents.
Oh, okay.
But your basic Ents are now upgradable to different abilities, which is really cool.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How long have you had all this for? Did you just get it tonight?
Like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, okay. So Ali can't come back. Apparently his girlfriend is pissed.
Lame.
Ali does get whipped a considerable amount. Like, he always has to end podding mega early because he has to go to bed. Harry. So apparently it isn't on Facebook, but yeah, he said that he's had people send it to him. The same 50 pages, I think. So
yeah.
It will spread very quickly now.
Yeah. It'll be everywhere by the morning.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. Let's get back into it. I'll just say that Ali isn't joining. So we're done with this one, I guess, right?
Yeah, there's nothing too special. Apart from Moranans are now more expensive, which was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
They're now 8 points instead of 7.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got a fight value buff.
Yeah, I'll jump us back in. Sure. Okay, so we have had to cut things there for a moment. Ali will not be joining us. It is very late, so he has had to leave. But back to this list. Was there anything else we wanted to recap on this one before we move on?
Yeah, Moranans and Easterlings are now more expensive.
I guess we saw the Warriors of Minas Tirith in our previous emergency podcast were more expensive as well. So is this continuing the trend? Everything's maybe just becoming more expensive across the board for troops?
Maybe, but it also could be because the Warriors of Minas Tirith are now Fight 4, so maybe that's why they're more expensive. And maybe these things are just more expensive because they were egregiously efficient and now they're just moderately efficient.
Yeah, just trying to spread things out, I guess. Yeah, so that's it for the Legions of Mordor. So like the Pelennor Fields-esque Mordor list. So,
not super exciting.
To the Black Riders. So obviously this was a Legendary Legion and I guess is still. So any thoughts? Any thoughts on the change of special rules? Are there any new ones or anything?
So the transfix superpower thing that they've got is obviously now less good. Not only because there is no now channeled transfix, but also it now says only a single Wraith can do it per turn. Okay. which kind of lame. Let's say there was a hero you really wanted to commit to knocking down, so you'd try one, they resist it, you try another one, you can't really stack that anymore. Right. Which just like it's still a cool ability, but it's nowhere near as effective as it once was. I do like the rebalancing of Harbinger though. I think that's good. Having it now just as a flat -2 if you're near a couple of models rather than 1, 2, or 3 is nice. It means you can spread your rates a little bit more and still compound the bonus. The top end of it is not as effective, but it's a lot easier to achieve a slight bonus on it. So that's pretty good.
And what's this about a free heroic combat? I see.
I think that was always in it, but it's only when you were near ring bearers or something.
Oh, it's only for ring bearers. I didn't know that was
it. So it was like never really used much in play apart from the rare occurrence of when you come across one.
I didn't know about it. Sure.
So 2 attacks for a ring wraith now, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if anyone has obviously wants to read this stuff, in more detail than we are going into, obviously they can pause on the page. But yeah, we won't be going through everything in so much detail. So yeah, 2 attacks for the ring mace, nice as well.
You can't now variable the points in this list either, but they are now cheaper. Like your Witch King's 140, but he's limited to 2 might, 14 will, 2 fate. So again, like different levels of Witch King, but without the customization, which is I think what most of us were hoping for, really. So
yeah, sure. So that is the Black Riders. Okay, we will move on to the Army of the White Hand. What an epic lemon name that one is. So this is this isn't normal Isengard. There's like Dunland and scouts in here, Grima.
It's like a Saruman list.
Yeah, it's basically Saruman goes, fuck you, I'm the best, while everything else around him just sort of does things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, Dunland, you've got Warg Riders, Crebain, so it will be very mobile, that's for sure.
Yeah, Crebain are very nice.
Yeah, Scouts.
The Oathmaker is now 55 points instead of 40 points, so is it 50 points or something, 40 or 50? I can't remember, but either way, he's more expensive. So
Saruman is...
Saruman's cheaper.
Is he 180 base and then 10 for a horse?
Yeah, I think good Saruman's 170 and evil Saruman's 180. Yeah. So now evil Saruman is 170 as well, which is...
So it works out being the same points, though, because there's 190, because it's 20 points for a horse.
Yeah, if you want to take the horse.
So you can have the horse.
Yeah, so it's the same. Yeah. Any other point sort of changes? I guess, like war gear, anything else different here? So there's no pikes.
No, it's just scouts, isn't it? So they never could take pikes.
But there's Isengard Orc Warriors. Oh, sorry, they're just Orc Warriors. Sorry, I was thinking they're like Uruks, but no. Okay, sure.
No.
Yeah, cool.
Although not being able to take shields and spears is kind of lame, but we were all expecting that anyway from what we saw recently. So
So I guess looking at the special rules,
these are really cool. These make the list. So Saruman is basically now amazing. He can cast one of these 3 magical powers at the start of... Is it at the start of his turn? At the start of during his activation now. And it's instead of casting magic, but like these are way better than any of his spells anyway.
Lightning. So, oh my good god.
Yeah. Quite nice one. Do you want to read through those, Elliot?
Yeah, I will. No, so choose a point of the battlefield at least 12 inches away from any friendly model, with the exception of Grima. Each model within 2 inches of the chosen point suffers a strength 6 hit. If a cavalry model is affected, both the rider and mount will suffer a strength 6. Okay. So 12-inch range and a 2-inch, blast bubble. Summon Gale until the end of the turn. Enemy models halve their move value. Wow. And then Call Thunder until the end of the turn. Enemy models have the Fearful special rule, which we've seen. So he can cast any one of those instead of casting a magical power.
Yeah. But Saruman can also draw line of sight from Crebain now, which basically means he's casting fucking anywhere.
Oh my god, that's the next special rule. Holy shit. Yeah. So Crebain just got way better than they already were.
Yep.
Saruman. That is crazy. Okay. Sure. So Saruman's going to be mega insane, I guess.
And also like the list in general isn't terrible. Like Uruk Scouts, assuming if they have or haven't changed up or down, they're still Fight 4, Strength 4, D5, like they're decent troops anyway. So it's not like a list that has one really cool thing. It's still a solid list with cool things. So this is nice.
This is the kind of treatment that Gandalf the White needs.
Well,
is that okay? We will. I haven't looked through this, so I'm not sure. But okay. And then there's another rule as well. Other models that draw line of sight Saruman gain a +1 courage. So I guess that's kind of cool as well. So it's all about Saruman. So okay, we will move on from this one to Minas Morgul. So this is obviously going to be around the Witch King, who again has his attacks and might and everything set. But here you can choose to take him on a Fell Beast or not. You can choose to take the crown or not. The crown is still 25 points. Are people going to be up and up? Does the crown work the same? We don't know.
No, we don't know that one.
We don't know that.
Who knows? But I'm guessing not.
It's still 25 points. Some people may be upset about that one. So what have we got in terms of other heroes? Anything else of note here?
It's got a spectre you can put in it, which is different from Mordor now.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not like an Angmar. It's
no, and it's
still get Morannons, you still get spectres. So, like Themi.
Okay.
Which is what they're going for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess looking at the special rules, so Mordor Orc captains and Orc warriors gain Blades of the Dead.
Holy fuck! So I didn't look at this list before. That's amazing.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay. And the Fearless.
Call of Morgul. If the enemy army contains a ring bearer, they'll suffer -1 penalty. Yeah, and Fearless within 3 inches. Oh, sorry, that's one. Anyone models in 3 inches of a friendly spirit model. Oh, yeah, Pass all courage. Oh, sorry. I thought that was saying that they cause terror within 3 inches.
No, they can charge.
No,
that's Fearless. Yeah. So
holy shit, that's really good.
Okay,
yeah, it's really good.
Wow. What are the heroes you can take in it? You've got Ring Wraiths, Ring Wraiths and Captains, and then you've got.
There could be more of a move towards not having as many named heroes in these lists potentially. Like looking at the Isengard one, for example, it was really just Saruman. And then, pretty bad named heroes, like the Oathmaker, I guess, is a named hero.
There does seem to tend to be a shift to a list is typically either very named hero heavy or very unnamed hero heavy.
Yeah.
There's a few overlaps, of course, but the majority, because it's all based around theme now, it's very much a case of, there was a standing army here that did this one thing one time that didn't really matter, and here was all the cool shit going off. Here's a list of both of them.
Yeah. Interesting that they've put the drummer in there where obviously it would affect everything most likely apart from the spectres and the wraiths. If they
get keywords now.
If it works like that. If not, then it would obviously affect everything and that's fine. But that's an interesting one. Taskmaster as well. So okay, that is Minas Morgul. So feel free to pause if you would like to see more. We'll move on to Wraiths on Wings, and I did see this one, and this is literally flying.
This is mental.
Wow, I will let you take this away, Jake. Go on, because I'm sure.
So as soon as I saw this, I knew this was going to make some people very, very happy. It's basically the list that we've all come to fear that top table players love to take just to ruin all our fucking days. You have a bunch of cool ring wraiths that are on Fell Beasts and they just come and fucking hurl everywhere and cast everywhere. Except now they get impact hits. Which...
Oh, really? No.
Yeah. So I'll read the special rule now.
Let me read it if I can see it easier. Or can
go on. Yeah,
feel free to read it if you want. No, I just didn't know.
Go ahead.
Are you sure? Okay. So the first time a friendly monster model charges during its activation, it may choose to use the special rule. If it does, each model it is charged suffers a single strength 5 hit. Cavalry models cover it on both the mount and the rider. If after these hits have been resolved, the monster is no longer engaged in combat, it may continue its activation and may even charge again if it wishes, though if it does, any subsequent charges will not confer this effect. So he gets like a one go sort of to then move, right?
Well, you say one go, but it says each model it has charged. So you could charge 2 at once and impact a strength hit on both of them, right?
Or you could compel and then
or you could compel a third one into the right position and go and charge 3.
As in, you could charge lots of models, but then if you kill them and then move on, that is the one time you get to move on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what. But that's
just
still
a bit extra damage.
Getting a combat almost to move.
Now the one kind of leveling factor to this is that it doesn't have the named ring wraiths anymore. So it's that's good, but also does it matter? What did the named ring wraiths do anyway? Cast spells and fight shit. That's what these normal ring wraiths can do regardless. Obviously they have these nice bonuses like taking the Undying as a leader because he was more survivable, taking Kamul because he was better against the Fight 5 lists and whatnot. but like this list is now better in other ways. And the strafing attack thing, that's quite nice. Not as good as the impact charges rule, but it's something.
So is that this other rule here? Do you want to summarize what that does? Do you know what that does?
Basically, if you fly over a model and don't end in combat, then you can choose to do like a warbat pluck on it, where it takes a strength 5 hit, but you don't need to roll for it. I think it's just a straight strength 5 hit and gets knocked prone or something.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. That seems like something they should. That's really cool because that is such a thematic thing that the Fell Beasts do throughout all the films. The one film they're really in a big way, but where they.
Well, no, to be fair, it's 2 films. They do it Osgiliath.
It is in Osgiliath as well. Yes, at the end. Yeah, sure. So they've obviously thought, what are the moments in the films that people remember, and that is definitely one of them, and have made a rule for that. So that is really, really cool. Wraiths on Wings. Excited to see this one on the table, which I'm sure.
And it works on cavalry as well, which is nice. So you can have that scene where the Fell Beasts are like chasing down Faramir when he's fleeing Osgiliath, and it's plucking horses off the ground and all that sort of stuff.
For sure. Yeah, because they can. So very cool list here. Okay, we will move on to the Army of Gothmog. So this was a named Legendary Legion in the same way, and it is still. Do we know, or have an idea on what the difference is between these the orange and red on the name tags?
No idea.
I don't know. Nothing so far, but it must be grouped in some kind of way. I don't know. So Army of Gothmog, I guess we all know what Army of Gothmog was. Is there anything here that's different? Gothmog is cheaper? Slightly?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the list massively what it originally was, but it looks largely the same.
From what I can see, it looks similar.
I'm just going to see how many points Gothmog was. What about the rules?
The rules are the same unless you scroll down. There's a different one.
And Time of the Orc. I'm just going to check on Gothmog's.
I've just checked a few minutes ago. He's 130.
Is he with Warg and Shield?
No, he used to be 130 base. He's now 120 base.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
So he's 10 points cheaper.
Sure. Okay, that's cool. So maybe not too many changes here. So we will move on from this one, and we will go to the Black Gate Opens, so another one we're familiar with. Anything different here? They've got the Mouth, Troll Chieftain. They had ring wraiths before, generic ring wraiths, or did they not?
I think so.
Did they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. I think they just had the Mouth, didn't they?
Did they?
Troll, Mouth, and then
I think it was. Yeah, and it's interesting that they've given the ring wraith a Fell Beast, so you can only take it. I do like that they've like with the Fell Beast one, the will was predetermined. So they've obviously thought about what stats they think would be balanced for these lists, and they're going, right, this is what we're going to give you. So I like that obviously some thought has gone into that, and they've obviously done the same thing here, which is nice to see.
Also, little side note on here: Mordor Troll now 90 points.
Oh,
that's a bit cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much were they before?
100, I think, maybe 110.
The Mordor Troll,
maybe 110 with the Isengard.
100, I think.
Yeah.
What troll is that? Is that just like the
just the normal monster troll?
Not the cave troll, the one on the 60 mil.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Is the troll chief any cheaper? No.
What is it? 150 there. I think he was about that. Yeah. Oh no, hang on, he's gone up, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's all.
He wasn't. Yeah.
Maybe they've got some, nice
like 10 points or something
that would make them too good. They were 140. Yep. So. Yeah. Sorry. I was being quite dense about the Mordor Troll. I was like, which fucking profile is that? But no, it's this one. So yeah, they were 100. And then are the rules any different? Hang
on. I've just noticed something there. Is that a generic ring wraith can now take a Morgul blade?
Oh, could they not do that? Was that not a thing?
They could not. It was only a Witch King thing in the past.
Oh, interesting. Because I'm pretty sure on the winged one they could take it. Yeah, they could all take. But it is. Was it 10 points? Or was it 5? Was it still 10?
I think it was still 10 points. 10,
so yeah, okay.
But that's really interesting. Now, not needing to take the Witch King for a Morgul blade is pretty big deal.
You can just put one into a list without having to. Yeah. So any changes with the rules down here? Anything else? For any Mortal Orc models engaging combat game +1 to wound. Was it like that before? Maybe.
Before they got 1+2 if they outnumbered, and the Mordor troll was fearless and had an extra might, will, and fate. So that's what it was before.
The Temptation of Sauron, that's a new one then.
Yeah. I like how they've explained this here. At the start of each move phase, before the declare heroic actions step, because it was always the thing of, so calling heroics, does that happen first at the start of the move phase? When exactly, but they've sort of said before that step. So the chosen model must immediately take an intelligence test. If the test has failed, you may immediately move the chosen model up to its move value following all the usual rules, including making them charge if you wish. The chosen model may not move later in that move phase. Sorry, yes, at the start of each move phase.
Each move phase being the key phrase there. That's really cool. When I first read this, I thought it said one move phase, but each move phase is pretty nice.
That's really cool. So you get to basically free compel a model.
Or even better, shut down any potential heroic moves. Because if you could charge something that would then call the move, you then have shut it down, and you haven't had to spend any might. And then you can call when you
well, no, because it says at the end, the chosen model may not move later, but may otherwise act as normal. So I think they still activate, they just can't move.
Yeah.
So
but you could move them away.
Can you not move it into charge someone?
Including making them charge if you wish. So yes.
So you can charge the potential heroic move caller.
Or you could move them away to the point where then they're not affecting what they would have been, and then maybe that person doesn't call a move. Because this happens before, so they would then get to decide whether they call a move with someone else. It's an intelligence test. So obviously, if it's on a decent hero, you probably wouldn't want to do it on that hero in case they just lost. So
depends how good the troll is.
You've got to, you've got something you can do every turn. Like that's a really cool rule. I do like that. That's quite unique. Okay. So moving on from this one, then we will go to Barad-dur by the looks of things here. So we have the Dark Lord Sauron himself, still for 400 points, which is great. We've got the Witch King in there, 120 points, with 2 attacks, 2 might, 14 will, 2 fate. So no crown. You can't take the crown either. So there are going to be times where you cannot take it. Okay, interesting. Anything else here of note? Not really in terms of the makeup of the hero.
Chieftains, trolls, catapults, warg riders, basic stuff. It seems to have lost some of the cool troops that Barad-dur had access to. But
Black Numbs, but they may appear somewhere else. Who knows? But looking at the rules, so this is about Sauron, where you can never break. So that's good. Is anything else different here? I don't think so with that. Sauron gets
I think one of the army bonuses is now in there, which is about the war bands.
Yeah, and then the +1 courage was the army bonus. So I think that's literally the same, all those rules. Yeah. So, okay, we'll move on from this one. So we are now going to take a look at Lurtz's scouts. So looking at this one, Lurtz, obviously the leader. Any changes here with the special rules?
So Lurtz now gets free heroic combat. He's now slightly more expensive, and you now don't get Malher, but you still get the Malher bonus.
So you just threw that one in there. Lurtz gets free heroic combat.
Yeah, why not? Right?
Yeah. What? That's crazy.
His profile says, is he fight 5? Is he fight 6?
We do not know.
But also Ugluk is more expensive as well. He's 10 points more now, so he's probably better.
3 attacks, come on.
Oh, yeah, damn. 75 points for Ugluk. That's pretty crazy. But everything else looks sort of the same. But that's free heroic combat is the headline. Okay, nice.
Vince Wong will be
playing. No, the headline is no Malher and Vascu. That's the headline.
I guess. Okay. As the non-Isengard player, yeah. Okay, moving on from Let's Scouts to Cirith Ungol, one we are all familiar with. So here, obviously, still the named heroes with Shelob.
So Captain. Largely the same, still lots of special rules. However, Shelob has changed.
Oh,
she's now slightly more expensive, which means she's probably slightly better, which is good. That's what we'd like to see. But also, she can now call heroics.
Oh.
Swift Hunter. During the declare heroic actions step of the move phase, Shelob can choose to kill a friendly model within 1 inch of her, remove it as a casualty, and if she does, she may declare a heroic move for free.
Damn. Okay.
But she doesn't get with me.
So. She doesn't get with me. Okay, sure. Yeah. So, but I guess, like if you're trying to slingshot her somewhere or something, like she can move, like if you keep say a warg or something. Can you take like a warg? No, just orcs.
Or just a cheap orc. It just means you can spend 5 points to make sure she charges every turn. Like,
sure. Yeah, even for that. But no, that's an interesting rule. I like that. Yeah, Swift Hunter.
Yeah.
And then everything else with the orcs and the way that they get the buffs.
Yeah, all largely the same.
Sure. Yeah. So feel free to pause if there is anything else you'd like to take a look at. But moving on to the Wolves of Isengard. Has this seen any buffs? Is this going to be playable?
No. Before, just at low points.
The only notable change really is that the army now gives its cavalry charge bonuses if they charge other cavalry or if they're charged by other cavalry.
That's cool.
So like that's nice. It means that if this list comes up against any standard Rohan list, it's not completely fucked. So
that's a good thing. Is Shaku more expensive, or was he 70 points?
He's probably. I think he was like 50 or something.
Sure.
But it depends if wargs are 20 points.
Oh yeah,
because horses are 20 points seemingly for heroes. So if wargs are 20 points, then he's not.
Maybe he's got a buff, and this legion is going to be proper playable now. Who knows?
Doubt it.
We'll find out.
Oh, hang on, you can't take shamans anymore. That's one thing.
Oh my god! This list is even more in the bin than it was.
Hey, it's still all right at low points. Just really low points.
Are you going to take this to
Isengard Warg there? It says as well 7 points.
Interesting.
Okay. No longer wild wargs, which means you might get the Isengard keyword. That's cool.
And 7 points as well, or am I thinking of fell wargs that were 8 and they were always 7?
Yeah, fell wargs are 8. Yeah.
Sure.
The best 1 point upgrade in the game.
It is, insane. So moving on from the Wolves of Isengard to the Usurpers of Edoras, we get into a new list here. So there are the new heroes. So we've got Freka and Wolf as heroes of valor. Then we've got General Targ, Lord Thorn of the Wold, and a Hill Tribes chieftain as the heroes of fortitude. And the warriors are the Hill Tribesmen, Rohan traitors, and Crebain. So all of the new profiles there, obviously bar the Crebain. And the additional rules. So whenever a Hill Tribesman or Hill Tribe chieftain suffers a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, the wound is ignored on a natural 6. So a fury save there. And then for any Dunland models, gain a bonus +1 to wound when making strikes against enemy hero models. So what do you think on this one? Brand new. Hot off the press.
Fine.
It's okay. Sure.
Yeah. The saves are cool. Like there's an argument to just load an army of 3 chieftains, 40 warriors with flaming brands, and just go, hi. We'll take these objectives and dice them.
Yeah, sure.
But there's a bit of flexibility in the building with the heroes that you can take. So it's cool. It's a nice way to introduce yourself to all these new models and new rules and things. Is it going to be amazing? Probably not, but it's new.
The heroes were the buff heroes as well, weren't they?
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
One was like +5, another was like reroll 1s or something.
Yeah. And obviously 4 of the new heroes. I think that's all of the evil new heroes that we've been shown. Freka, Wolf, General Targ, and Lord Thorn. I think
all the Dunlending ones, yeah. There was those 2 orcs in the troll that were a little while ago. But
But all of the Dunland ones. So in one nice compact list. So this is probably what you'd be looking for. And Crebain, of course. So
best part of Isengard.
There you go. Okay, we'll leave it there for this one. The Usurpers of Edoras. We'll move on to the Besiegers of the Hornberg. So again, though, led by Wolf with General Targ and a Hill Tribesman chieftain again, and then the minor heroes though they have Shank and Rot, and the Troll as well. So 150 points for those boys, and also the Hill Tribesman and the Crebain. So have you had a look at these rules, Jake, or?
Not the rules. No, I think I looked at the models and then got too excited by the troll and had to go and jerk off.
So, of course. Whenever Wolf moves, he must always charge an enemy model if possible. Additionally, once per game, here we go, Wolf may declare a heroic challenge for free, okay? Though this heroic challenge must target the enemy general, Wolf may still do this even if the enemy general has a lower heroic tier, okay? The Promise of Wealth, for any Dunlend models within range of an objective marker, gain a bonus of +1 to wound when making strikes.
That's quite nice.
It's warrior models, so that is also applying to the heroes. Are they warrior models?
No, they're infantry models, not warrior models.
Infantry models, sure. And then Shank and Rot, the 2 orc heroes. So friendly models cannot benefit from the heroic actions or stand fast of friendly Dunlend models, okay? And friendly Dunlend models cannot benefit vice versa. So
sure,
their
so
own
there's a limitation
thing.
in there to keep
So
it
is that
balanced.
so? Like, why are they there then? What purpose are they going to serve?
Kind of like a supplementary force, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like they're just there to go and fuck some shit up.
I guess the troll might have a big with the domination rule for the objectives, and obviously they've also got the +1 to wound within of the objective markers.
No, because they're not Dunland warriors, so the orcs don't get that.
I'm saying that like the list seems to be maybe catering towards like hitting on objectives and getting bonuses sort of from. So that's an interesting one, I guess. The Besiegers of the Hornberg. Brand new list. Yeah, cool. We'll leave it there for this one. We'll move on to the Road to Rivendell. Oh, this is okay. This has got me instantly excited. Jake, what was that look there? Is it bad? Is it good?
So I think it's terrible, but I love it.
God,
it's like the child that you didn't really want, but you've kind of got it now, and it's amazing to have.
I saw Road to Rivendell, then I saw Aragorn as the leader, but now I've looked at everything else and I'm immediately less excited. Aragorn is hero of legend. Then the other heroes are Frodo, Samwise, Arwen, Barlim and Butterbur as a minor hero. And then independent heroes, you have Merry, Pippin, Bill the Pony, and the Gatekeeper of Bree. So not exactly what I was thinking of a second ago.
No, we were hoping for Gildor, but he's been scrapped, hasn't he? So never mind.
So should we read through these rules? Did you have a look, or are they?
There's some really cool ones in here.
Yeah, I can read through them. Sure. So Aragorn may declare a heroic march each turn for free. For any models that begin their activation within 6 inches of Aragorn, get the woodland creature. Okay. If your army includes both Frodo and Arwen, then Frodo may begin the game as a passenger upon Asphalloth. Very cool.
Yeah.
Whilst Frodo is mounted, Arwen gains resistant to magic special rule, increases her attacks to 3, and can spend Frodo's might, will, and fate as if they were her own. Jake, you are not lying. That is pretty cool. And it gets better.
Oh, it gets better.
No, I thought it said he could put on the ring, but it said he cannot put on the ring. That's a shame.
No, but it still gets better. Read the next one. That
would have been epic. Okay. So next up, while she's within 6 inches of Frodo, including if he is a passenger, okay, Arwen gains the Fearless special and may re-roll any dice when making a casting roll. Okay, so I guess she might not have the same spells, but she could do. Okay. And then finally, the Cover of Night. At the start of each game, using this army, you may choose for the scenario to take place at night if you wish. Then if you do it at the start of each move phase, you may choose whether or not the Gatekeeper of Breeze, a light in the dark special rule, is in effect or not. So that's the thing where you hold up the torch and
freeze an infantry.
Well,
that's
what it used to be.
The same rule, a light in the dark. Could it be
so this army list is really cool for several reasons. One, it introduces us to passengers as a matched play thing now. And there are different instances of this later on, which are even cooler. But this basically makes Arwen the baddest motherfucker of all time, which is great. But there's some even better ones later on.
Wow,
Arwen.
So we have a mounted elf hero model that is like, has the passenger rules. Like we've never seen it fight 6.
She's also got what she got in our current edition. She's got 1 might, 4 will, 1 fate, but then she can spend Frodo's 3.
She's going to be like Durnhelm.
So she's got like 6 will, but she can re-roll each will. So she's got essentially 6 spells. Can spend.
Yeah.
She's going to be
Durnhelm. She can use like Wrath of Brunnen, can't she?
Yeah, Durnhelm with magic. She's fight 6.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Really fucking cool.
Oh, and being playable.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the Arwen list, isn't it?
I'm about to go and fucking buy Arwen real quick. That is fucking that's insane.
But also, like the Gatekeeper, like this whole concept of choosing to fight at night is great. And what is this special rule going to be? Because obviously it's going to be something. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's a cool list. Different, very different, but very themey at the same time. So they've really encapsulated.
If I went to a 100-point event, I would just take this with 200-point event. I would take this with Arwen and Aragorn, or whatever the points level is, the minimum, whatever it needs to be. I'm taking the minimum and Arwen and having fun.
Into the west it is.
Yes. No, that's a 4 trolls event, baby. Sorry, 3 trolls event.
Okay, well, we'll leave it here for the Road to Rivendell, and we will move on to whatever that name is up there that I cannot read.
It's the Breaking of the Fellowship.
Oh, it's the Breaking of the Fellowship.
The best fucking joke in the entire book.
Why is that?
Oh, Because a few years ago, someone took a Breaking of the Fellowship list plus Haldir to an Imps event, and Harry Parkhill still let him take all of the bonuses of Breaking of the Fellowship, even though he had Haldir.
Right.
And now you can take Breaking of the Fellowship with Haldir.
And Loth Warriors.
And Warriors.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So in terms of the rules, so I'm guessing all these ones here on the left are probably the same.
I didn't even bother reading them because I assumed they probably were.
I wonder. So Frodo, the Light of Earendil, with Blinding Light, that's the same. Sam,
same.
Council's rolling a 6. Yeah. Do you know these? Can you skim through them?
Noble Dagger's same. Elven Dagger same. Bow of Galadrim is the same. Gimli's Locks, the same. Golden Belt, the same. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
They've all got Fortify again. Yeah, that's the same. The Fearless Army bonus with Frodo. Yeah. Oh, Elven Cloaks for free. There you go. That's a new one.
Sure. Okay. So the rules are mostly the same, but you can take Haldir and Loth Warriors.
Yeah, so the cool thing is that it's now much more scalable because you can take loads of warriors if you wanted to. Like, that's awesome. I love that.
And it means, so you can really take as many of the Fellowship as you want or don't want, other than... sorry, it says all Fellowship models, but that doesn't mean you have to take all of them.
So you don't have to.
You could just take Aragorn, Leggy, Frodo for Blinding Light, and then, Loth stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Aragorn, Boromir, Legolas, and loads of Loth.
Yeah, cool. Boss. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. Right, well, moving on from the Breaking of the Fellowship. New and improved. Assault on Helm's Deep. What is this nonsense?
Still shit.
Is it still bad? Go on, run us through this one, Jake.
Well, I mean, it's not bad. It's basically the same as it was, but now you can't take crossbows on your captains. Like, lame.
Ballista's gone up.
Are there any other changes to the rules or anything? No?
Well, like Ben just said, the ballista's gone up. The rules are basically the same, I think. You still get a buffed up captain. It's still the breaking difference, and it's still rerolling ones and rerolling detonation stuff, or 2 dice for detonations.
Can you scroll up to the captain? Sorry for I'm not scroll up. Yeah. Also, he's a standard captain, so you can't take any gear with him.
Yeah, no shields, no crossbows. You can still take regular warriors and berserkers. No trolls though. So It's just a worse list.
Sure. Okay. That's all in Helm's Deep. We will move on to the Fellowship. So this is just the pure Fellowship. Okay. So obviously you get Gandalf here. So are there any other buffs that obviously you're not getting in the other one?
Bill the pony.
Nothing really. You get woodland creature and mountain dweller.
Okay, sure.
Whoop-de-doo.
This seems a bit mid compared to the other one, I must say. You get Gandalf, but that's it. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd rather take the breaking.
For sure. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll move on.
With magic being nerfed into oblivion.
Yeah. To the Corsair Fleet. So here's the Fortitude, Corsair Captain and a Bosun. So no named heroes there. And then for the Warriors, just the Corsair of Umbar and the Corsair Ballista.
Yeah, baby. You see, Jensen. Woo!
What on earth is that? Is that surely they're not going to announce a Corsair Ballista sometime in the near future? So
here's the thing, right? This list clearly has no named Corsair heroes.
Yeah.
Does that mean that's always the way it's going to be? Well, something tells me there might be a bunch of new Corsair stuff coming soon. Maybe in a third book. Yeah. Who knows?
Damn.
But yeah, this is just your basic Corsairs for now. The Ballista gets a cool little rule. It can shoot before the first turn of the game after deployment, which is nice. But they still get backstabbers. And your Corsair captain becomes slightly beefier, like the Uruk-hai captain in Assault on Helm's Deep.
And the sharpshooter special rule. We still don't know what that is. That's been in lots of profiles that we've seen so far, but get it. So interesting rule. What is the Corsair Ballista going to be? Let us know what you think it's going to be.
Is this going to be
a Dale Winland?
Helm's Deep?
Yeah.
No army with lots of models and ballistas and
OP Corsair.
Standard captains.
I love how it's right after the assault list. Oh no, Crash Fellowship one. But yeah, okay, the Corsair Fleet. We will move on from this one to Harad. Okay, so we've got the Mummock, Harad Chief, the War Mummock. Is there anything else?
Sorry, Elliot, actually, could we just scroll back up a second? Because something's just occurred to me.
Go on.
So on the models, the warriors, does it say anything about throwing weapons?
Yeah, light shield and throwing weapons for 1 point.
So there was something I encountered. I can't remember if it was when reading through this or reading through other stuff, but I believe that throwing weapons are now limited to 33%, like a bow limit.
Yeah, sorry, I heard that or someone said that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the light shield, we still know exactly what that is yet either, but yeah.
Do we not?
I don't think we do.
Oh, okay. We don't then.
Seems like someone may know. So, Harad, have you had a look at this one, Jake? Is there anything different, I guess, from the Legion? It's currently in the game?
I think it's quite similar to how old Harad was. Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah, seems mostly the same. Okay. Any points changes? I don't think so.
I think there's a cool new heroic combat rule with the Mummock, but yeah.
Sure, pretty samey. So yeah, okay. Moving on to the Shire. So here's a legend, Gandalf, but you can only take him with the cart. That's pretty lemon. Of Fortitude, Frodo, Sam, Halffoot, Farmer Maggot, Bilbo, Merry, Pippin, Rosie Cotton, and Lobelia. Have you had a look at these rules?
No worries.
Yeah, so this is kind of like based around the idea of where the hobbits are leaving the Shire at the start of the first film.
Okay.
The car is now pretty good. It can now shoot twice. Great.
Cool.
You can pass Fate on a 3+. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
That'd be useful.
For you.
Yeah, a little bit for me.
For the hobbits, yeah.
What are your stats like for this year, Ben? Tell the viewers what your stats are passing Fate rolls this year.
I've run a tournament with Malbeth. I've decided Malbeth is shit, and I'm not taking out no.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
Because he saved what? I think it's something like 80 points worth of models over the course of 7 games.
7 games. That's like under 10 saves.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Yeah, so an interesting one here. Just the Shire
it's
heroes.
Themey, it's cool, but it's not very good.
Yeah, sure. Okay, moving on for this one to the Kingdom of Rohan. This sounds very lemon and beast.
I like that.
Legend Theoden. Then we got Theodred, Eomer, Heroes of Valor, Heroes of Fortitude, Hammer, Gambling, Captain Rohan, Eowyn as a minor hero, then Warriors of Rohan, Riders, and Royal Guard.
It's basically Rohan before Saruman poisoned the mind of Theoden, which is pretty cool to be able to build a nice themey list from that era. The only thing to mention in terms of rules is the Horse Lord special rule now affects on a 5+ rather than a natural 6, which I think is alluding to the thing that we saw in Aragorn's Brago rule, where if he gets knocked prone on a nat 6, he stays up. Which is now on a 5+ for these guys. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I do like that. Yeah, that's cool. So I think that's quite a unique thing where obviously Rohan, they want their horses more than anyone, right? So it's increasing the chances of getting to run around on them. So that's cool. Okay, that's the Kingdom of Rohan. Moving on to the Muster of Isengard, so a different Isengard one. By Saruman again. Here's a Fortitude, Uruk-hai Captain and Uruk-hai Scout, Grima, but then this is where the Uruk-hai are compared to the previous one. So the Warriors, Scouts, and Berserkers. So the special rules is the 66% thing for the break. During the first term of the game, each friendly Uruk-hai hero may declare a heroic march for free. Additionally, Uruk-hai captains gain heroic strike. Okay. Fight 5 strikers. If they're still fight 5, they probably will be. And then friendly Uruk-hai models gain the Hatred Man special rule.
Yeah. So this is what made me restore a little bit of hope for the new edition, because when they were like, oh, you now can't take Lurtz or Gollum with your Saruman Isengard list. Well, now you don't really need to. You can still build that Saruman Isengard list with cool striking Uruk-hais because you've got Uruk-hai because you've got this.
I haven't really thought about it. I think I may have before, but I'm seeing this rule now. I think, because previously kind of captain models and things are only taken for a march, really. You're never going to take one just for, and some of these captain profiles can be pretty good. I've put them on horse, or you give them lance and stuff like the Numenor captain comes to mind, like a really solid profile. So kind of making them more playable and seeing them more often other than just bringing them to march, I think is really cool and something, that would be good to see more of those captain models actually be involved in games that isn't just for a march,
Yeah. No Cobain, though. Sad times.
Therefore, not mobile.
Yeah, therefore, other Saruman list better.
Okay, so moving on to the next one here, we have the Road to Helm's Deep. So, Jake, you were saying that you liked this one, the look of it?
Yeah, so the one of the rules in here is potentially my favourite special rule I've read in this book. Not necessarily the best, but my favourite. It's the back on your horses. Back on your fucking horses, boys. At the end of a friendly infantry hero model's move, with the exception of Gimli, if they're in base contact with a friendly cavalry warrior model who is not engaged in combat, then the warrior may give the hero their horse.
Oh my god.
That is so fucking cool.
That is epic. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you're coming up against a legless that's sniping out your hero's horse? That's okay. Here's another one for free. It's great.
I almost wish that was just a raw in
and it says about Gimli being a passenger.
Yeah, it's got some really cool rules about Gimli being a passenger as well, to be fair. Another passenger instance here.
And he could fall off halfway through, because that's what he does in the film.
So there is even a rule describing that as well, where Legolas moves full, Gimli dismounts, and then moves off on his own and kills some shit. It's really cool.
So this is literally, so it's the Road to Helm's Deep. So this is literally the scene where Leggy swings round onto the horse. That's literally what this is. So it's got Theoden, obviously, is the leader, then Aragorn, Leggy, Gimli, Hammer, Gamling, and a captain, and riders. So wow, this cool is like a cool new version of Riders of Theoden, like a different, take on a mounted Rohan Legion. Very, very cool. Nice. Okay, moving on from this to Defenders of Helm's Deep. Any notable differences here?
I think it's largely the same. It's still quite shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because I'm bitter about it. It's not shit. I just don't have good experiences with it.
Haldir treats both Aragorn and Theoden as a banner. Was that a thing?
That was on Haldir's profile previously, I believe.
Oh, yes, it was. Sure. Yeah. Within 6 inches, pass courage test. If the army's broken, +1 to courage tests. Reroll within 6 of Theoden. Pretty more has increased the range of the student attack, sure. So that is literally just the same, really.
Yeah. I think all the points are basically the same here, except Rohan Royal Guard are now 11 points. Wow. Okay. Galadriel Warriors are still 9. Yeah, that's fine. Warrior of Rohan is still 6. That's fine. Aldor Haleth is still the same. Captain of Rohan is now 45.
Yeah.
The rest is largely the same.
Wasn't it?
What, sorry?
Well, 45 what they were before?
I thought they were 40, but I might be wrong.
Right, yeah. So that is the Defenders of Helm's Deep. Okay, moving on. What do we have here? I cannot read what that says in the top right. Something else Rohan-esque. Can we see that? I can't read it.
Oh, Ride Out it is. This is the Ride Out one, which is cool and themey as fuck, but not very good.
So Theoden, Aragorn, Leggy. Do you know what these changes are?
So this is basically the scene where they ride out from the Hornberg during the Battle of Helm's Deep.
This one,
and basically it makes cavalry slightly different in the sense of they can now cause terror, but they're also fearless. And something else I don't remember.
Once per game, you can declare you are using a special rule. End of the turn, cavalry models gain terror. Yeah, and fearless, sure. So seems okay, but nothing to get through.
Yeah.
Okay, Riders of Eomer. Okay, shout out James Goble.
It's finally good.
Eomer getting out the white. So specials, do you want to run through these for us?
So they've still got the Sunlight special rule, which gives -1 to enemy dual rolls, but it also specifies to be supports as well. I don't remember if it used to do that, but it's cool that it does now regardless.
Nice.
You now get +1 strength to everybody. It's not just a 12-inch bubble of Eomer, which makes it better. Yeah. Eomer now gets 3 heroic combats every turn.
Baby.
He is more expensive, but Gandalf is also cheaper. So balance, I guess.
There we go. There's a trade-off there. Yeah, but maybe Eomer is better. Maybe he's fight 6.
I mean, he's got to be, right? He's got to be. If he's not, that's the biggest slap in the face ever.
Yeah, he's going to be fight 6. So fight 6 free combat. Oh.
Yeah.
The love it deserves, I think. Riders of Eomer has had a tough run of it. James Goble's back for sure. 100%. Okay, so Riders of Eomer. Very cool. Now the Riders of Theoden. This is somewhat in order. So do you know what has changed here, Jake?
I think it's largely the same, except for a dominant special rule.
Oh, sure. So friendly cavalry warrior models in 3 inches of either Theoden or Eomer gain the dominant 2 special rule. So I guess that means you are always going to be taking Eomer, but there's far fewer hero options now. So you don't get Helm, Derwine.
Oh, yeah.
So you are always going to be taking Theoden and Eomer because you get the dominant rule with both.
You're right. There's no Dernhelm in there or Daewine. Interesting.
Yeah.
Dernhelm or Daewine. Yeah. So kind of different, but they get an objective sort of rule, which is cool. So it's not as.
I mean, the captains were always one of the best ways to build the list anyway, assuming they still get the fight value buff. So
I wonder whether
you always took Dernhelm and 2 captains and gambling, and then if you had extras, it was then
whether now you have the dominant rule within 3 inches, whether you want to go more sort of troop heavy potentially, so that you can get those cavalry models in ranges, of
it's certainly a different, more viable way to build it now. Because it was always a good list, but now it's more viable for hoardy gameplay and objective stuff.
Yeah.
But also with the amount of buffs that other things are getting towards objective, this might just kind of be to keep them in the game rather than making them better.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, agreed. Okay, so that's the Riders of Theoden. New take on it. Now we have the Army of Edoras. So this is one of the new lists here by the looks of things. So we have Helm Hammerhand, Halith Hammer, and whatever that says there. Is that a new hero we haven't seen? Something First Marshal of the Riddermark? I'm not sure I've seen that hero.
Yeah, I can't read that.
Sure, but we have Hera, which everyone was wondering if that was going to be a model, but there we are, 70 points. Then we have another model, Shield Maiden of Rohan. So I can't see what the actual name is there, but 2 female models by looks of things. One of them has a horse. Now the other one, that looks like on Hera, a named horse because it's 20 points, but I can't read the name, but
no, all horses are now 20 points, but it does seem to be a named horse.
Yeah, so because it must be a horse because it's 20 points is the and it's probably has a rule or something. And a captain, then minor heroes, something Page
Leaf, I believe the name is.
Yes, Helm, is that okay? So that's another new model on the way. And then warriors. So have you had a look at the rules, or should I read those?
Well, before we take a quick look at the rules, the one thing I'm really hoping, and it should happen, is that the female heroes are no longer 1 less strength than their male counterparts. They should be matching strength because they're right. It's fucking absurd, but never mind. That's just a hill I'll die on.
Sure, I like that from you. So the special rules. Have you had a look at these, or should I read those out?
I've not looked at these now. Go ahead.
So once per game at the start of any fight phase, your general can use the special rule if they charge in the preceding move phase. If they do, then until the end of the turn, friendly, I think it says Rohan models within 12 inches of your general must re-roll all fail to wound rolls when making strikes. So once per game, okay? And then protect the king. When a friendly Rohan hero charges until the end of the turn, friendly Rohan warrior models in 6 inches of them automatically pass courage tests for charging, terror-causing models.
Sure.
So, okay. Interesting one. Army of Edoras here. Obviously, we don't know all those other... There's quite a lot of profiles here that we haven't seen anything on. So, Helm Hammerhand, though, being 160 points, and you can take him on a horse.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to have a horse? He must have a horse model, then, that they haven't shown.
Unless they're reusing the old Helm Hammerhands.
That would be very... I don't know how I feel about that. If they're going to come out with the new, so I get that they're not wanting to make the current model irrelevant, but I guess because they're 2 very different looks.
Yeah, so this might be like his early days of being Helm before like the big Dunlending conflict, perhaps when he's still.
But it's got the daughter and things in there, so surely, like they would be using the newer models, which are from that timeline. And then you're using, that's interesting. But there could be a new mountain model potentially that we haven't seen, or maybe they're just going to use the old one.
Could be.
Yeah. Maybe we repackaged or something together. Who knows? Okay, so moving on from this one, we have Defenders of the Hornberg with Hera as the leader. This looks like the same Shield Maiden. Oh, but you can take Helm as well.
Hera's now called the Bride of Death.
Oh, damn. 125
That's pretty badass.
The Hera before was Hera
70.
70.
So there's totally 2 different Hera models.
So is this just a different profile? I guess maybe a completely different profile. Who knows?
It must be. It must be.
Yeah. So then Helm Hammerhand, Wrath of the Hornberg for 180.
So that's the one we've seen. Okay.
But he didn't. Oh, sure. So this is the new one.
This is the new Santa Claus looking motherfucker.
And then this is the one on horse. So
yeah,
he's 180 points. He must be pretty fucking good then. That is insane.
My God.
He isn't even wearing like any armor. He isn't holding any weepons. How is he 180
Doesn't need it, mate, clearly. Holy shit.
He is going to be like,
Spirit model.
That's crazy.
Just a ghost.
Okay. And then looking at there's surely got to be a cool Hera rule here. So for any Rohan infantry, gain the dominant 2 special rule. For any Rohan infantry, warrior models must reroll all failed wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes.
Wound rolls of a natural 1.
Yeah, wound roll. Yeah. And then Frenzy of the King at the start of the end phase of a turn in which Helm Hammerhand kills an enemy hero or monster. Enemy models in 3 inches of Helm must take a courage test in an order chosen by Helm's controlling player. If the test is failed, the model must move up to its move value directly away from Helm.
Wow. So that's why he's so expensive. Holy shit.
That's only when he kills a hero or monster model, though.
Yeah, but you're then saying everything here, piss off for a move. Well, 2 moves.
Oh, sorry, it's all enemy models. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
3 inches.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So if you kill like a hero on an objective last turn, you can then make things run. That could easily win a game. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. Sure. So we'll move on from this one. Legions of Mordor. Was this the one we looked at the start?
I think this is an accidental recopy, yeah.
This is a recopy. We will move on from this one. Are there more? There are not. Numenor. Okay. Elendil of Gondor and Arnor, 175 points. No horse. I think that is what is to come. Okay. And is that I thought that was a new Numenor profile there, but it's a sealed door.
No.
Very excited for a moment.
Sorry.
So him on horse. Is he more expensive there?
No, he was always 130, I think, wasn't he?
Was
he 120?
Yeah.
And then 130 with a horse. So he's 150 with a horse now. Okay.
Yeah.
Numenor, just 70 points base. So, wow. So they were 50.
Wow.
They were 50.
They were 50. Jesus.
So that's just on for. I mean, they could be high fight because we may be predicting a buff invite value to Numenor as a faction. So
or higher strength.
Yeah, they were strength 4 before this.
So maybe better. So, but 70 points is a lot, and a shame. I just converted a mounted fucking captain of Numenor, so for number tiers. But hey,
bring it to the finale.
Yeah. So special rules. So friendly Numenor models gain resistance to magic. Sure. Are they unique? Yeah, sure. Friendly Numenor models gain +1 courage, so that is the army bonus. If they have the unique keyword, your general gains the General Hunter special rule. We don't know what that is.
No. Cool,
additionally, your general must always accept a heroic challenge directed at them. Okay. So,
I mean, if your general's Elendil, why would you ever not? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's fucking go, son.
So General Hunter, I mean, that sounds like a, Dunedain, Aragorn, hunter-gatherer type rule.
I think it's more you're hunting down their general. Like maybe you get buffs against the opponent's general.
I was looking at that from the other side of the fence. General Hunter, I'm not with you. So
to be fair, Elliot, I made the same mistake a few days ago, and I saw it, and someone made me feel like a fool. They were like, "Why would you have fucking Arvadui being a hunter out in the wild or something?" I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense."
That was totally how I interpreted that first. But General Hunter. So I guess if that's Elendil or Isildur, you're comfortable with either of them hunting generals, I guess.
Especially if you've taken ring bearing Isildur. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Okay, I'm liking how this is going so far, guys. This is looking This is very initial reaction. Cool new artwork as well. God, this is very cool. Okay, so this is Lothlorien. So we have Galadriel, Celeborn. Is Celeborn cheaper now, or is he? Jake, come on, you are the Loth.
He's 130, isn't he? He's 130 naked, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to cry when I saw this.
Hopefully.
Okay.
So the first thing I noticed is where my eyes went straight to is there's no more Rumil.
Oh,
he was the second best thing about Lothlorien.
There's none of the 3 brothers. None of them. What about Orphin? You love Orphin.
No, Haldyr's there. It's Haldyr, Galadriel captain now. Okay. But yeah, no more Orphin, which I'm fine with, but no Rumil. Yes, Celeborn is now 125 points, presumably with gear. Like, I'm assuming his profile now has a sword and shield. We hope. Because if it's just fucking Celeborn running around his
What a
pajamas,
slap
then
in the
Jesus.
face.
Yeah. Galadriel's now slightly cheaper, but that's because magic's slightly worse. So that's probably fine. They still get the army bonus of resistance to magic, but the really cool thing is the other special rule: the dwarf breathes so loud we could shot him in the dark. I like that.
That's cool.
Friendly Lothlorien models may reroll ones to hit if they would not be able to be seen by the opponent because of an elven cloak. So basically, you're only taking wood elves as your bowman from now on, because hitting on 3s rerolling ones with an elf bow is pretty fucking good.
Damn. So if
and the really nice thing is the Galadriel warriors can still take shields and elven spears. That's pretty good. That wasn't a thing.
That was not a thing. That is a buff. That is a buff. Elven spears. That's very tasty. Love the look of that. But there's no bow spear. So
there's no bow spear, which is really shit, but it is what it is.
So they're like mitigating that, sure. So you basically take wood elves with bow and you just hide them slightly, and then you're hitting on 3s, rerolling ones. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. And I guess your bows aren't going to be sat behind your front rank now anyway, so you're going to have them at of odd angles and stuff. So behind terrain and stuff looks okay. So we have like a cover page here for the Realms of Men, which has nothing on it. We have Fangorn here. So we have Treebeard with Merry and Pippin. We have Beachbone, the newly named Birch Seed, and an Ent. So I heard you talking about this beforehand, Jake. Do you want to summarize this one for us?
So Ents are now customizable, baby.
Oh shit!
You can now choose. So when you take basic Ents in this list, you can give them one of 4 upgrades, but you can only give them in stacks. So you can't take 2 Ents and give them the same upgrade. You have to take different upgrades. And then once you have 4 Ents with different upgrades, you can then take a 5th, repeating an upgrade. So it kind of balances it. Some of the upgrades are definitely better than others, but that's really cool. And I'm also now presuming that Ents is going to be one of those lists that gets a big dominant buff for objectives.
Sure.
So,
yeah. So I guess really nice. Maybe some. So the thing about magical powers, I think that was something before in the Fangorn.
That was in there.
That was a thing. They're unaffected by certain magical powers. So I guess to look at some of the upgrades. So the first one is Beach, where the Ent may re-roll to wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes. We have Oak, the Ent improves its wound characteristic to 4. Chestnut, the Ent gains the Mighty Blow special rule. And then Ash, the Ent improves their shoot value to 3+ and can still use its Throw Stone special even if it has moved that turn, although not if it's moved over half its move value. So you can take, okay, interesting.
So Oak and Ash are pretty good. The other 2 fine. I'm assuming everyone else has started to see this massive pattern of there is loads of rules now that are re-rolling ones to wound.
Yes,
which is like very mediocre anyway. But because you now can't feint with anybody, it's just a nice easy blanket rule to fill gaps of when you think I need a special rule here. So I'll put that one in.
I've seen nothing to increasing your strength value, though. That was quite a cool thing in the game. That is not.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But there's a lot more lower defense floating around now because if you want to take bows, you can't hide them now at the back with your spears and still be useful. So you're going to be either attempt to chuck them in, or you're going to have a third of the army doing nothing. And they're always weak. You can't have sword and shield or spear and shields as much.
Just with the it raises the skill ceiling in the game certain points, to be able to decide when to piercing strike at the right time with your heroes and things like that. And obviously now that's removed, but there's it's not being added in other ways by the seams of it. But so Fangorn, very cool. Moving on to the Defenders of the Pelennor. So this is like the good side of the Pelennor. So we have Theoden, Aragorn, Gandalf the White with Eomer, Leggy, Gimli, and the King of the Dead. What a list. And there's more, with Eowyn, Gamling, Captain of Rohan, Herald of the Dead, Irolas, and Captain of Minas Tirith. You can take Pippin, and then Riders of Rohan, Royal Guard, Warriors of the Dead, Warriors of Minas Tirith, Knight of Minas Tirith, Citadel Guard, and a Trebuchet. Holy shit, what a stacked list.
Baby.
So are there rules for this? Oh, no, sorry, this was the page up here. Or maybe it's not. I thought maybe. So are there no buffs to this one?
Does it need any? It's got
Sure.
everything.
I guess just yeah. Wow, that is just insanely stacked. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about being able to run different
it's
combinations.
Yeah, it's hella themey.
Yeah,
this is something you take to tiers, isn't it? Like you rock up 1,000 points, thinking I'm going to take Pelennor Fields.
I wonder what the most like optimal way would be to run this because you've got so many options. It's just insane. Yeah.
This would be really cool going into that first list we looked at with the full stat Witch King on the Fell Beast, with all the other ring waves on Fell Beasts.
Yeah,
that was clearly built to go against that, and that's another high cost list because you're spending what?
Yeah,
500 points on 2 to 3 heroes.
Yeah. This is a crazy list for sure. Yeah. Defenders of the Pelennor. Okay. Moving on to Rivendell. This is where I get very interested. Pure Rivendell. Come on. We've got Elrond, Arwen, Lindir, Rivendell Captain. No other named heroes. What is
That's
going
a lie.
on? Oh, is it a lie? Bilbo?
Bilbo.
Okay, sure. Fine.
Bilbo Baggins, aging.
I just disregarded Bilbo. Rivendell Warriors, Rivendell Knights. Okay, sure.
No Círdan.
+1 courage. No Círdan. No any other interesting heroes. Defensive stance for any elf warrior models may reroll to wound rolls of a natural 1. So, sure, as long as they have not moved during the preceding move phase. Okay.
Yeah.
Once per game, so long as either Elrond or Arwen are alive on the battlefield, you may use a special rule at the start of any move phase in which your army is broken. Place a 25mm marker anywhere within 12 inches and line of sight of Elrond or Arwen, and then roll a d6 for each enemy model within 3 inches of that marker. Okay. If the roll is equal to or over the strength of the model or is a natural 6, then the model immediately suffers a strength 4 hit. And if it survives, will be knocked prone. Remove marker after every affected enemy model. What an insanely unique rule.
Yeah, complicated as fuck, right? But cool.
Very cool. Nothing like that exists in the game.
Well, I mean, Saruman's lightning spell is kind of like that now.
Sure, okay, fine.
So, yeah.
But elves get, wow. I mean, it's only once per game, sure, but you can 12 inches and line of sight from either one of them.
Yeah. Big threat range. Also, on a smaller scale note, lances are now elven made.
Elven lance, Jake.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Rivendell Captain. Yeah, so interesting. So they have grouped the horse, elf bow, and elven lance into one bundle for 30 points.
Yep.
Wow. So you can't. So that is, they're definitely trying to balance things based on what they're giving to heroes in these lists. For sure.
I mean, you could say balance, you could say limiting customization, potato.
Yeah, but you would hope that is in the aim of trying to balance things, because then those are things they can adjust, I guess, as well. Like they could say, for example, in a later FAQ that they're going to remove the Elven Lance from that bundle, and you can pay for it separately if you wanted instead. I guess they could adjust things in that way. But yeah, that seems to be how they're going about things. Okay. And that rule's called Invoke the Bruinin. So yeah, very, very cool. Okay, I'm a fan of that for sure. The Eagles. So we have Gwar here.
The Eagles are coming.
Great Eagles. And the new Eagle profile, whatever that first word says there.
Fledgling.
Oh, that looks like a Q or something there for a moment. So the Eagles are coming. Friendly Eagle models gain +1 to their strength on the charge, and then once per game at the start of a move phase, Gwar can use this special rule as long as he is alive and on the battlefield. If he does, then enemy models within 6 inches of Gwar cannot move during that turn.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
So they can fight but not move. Piercing cry.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But you could drop into the middle of a line and go, Screech! We'll now go and fight half your army because the other half can't reinforce them.
Yeah. So. Sure. So that's cool. The Eagles.
I'm interested to see what a fledgling eagle is.
Yeah, sure.
It'll have a smaller base because they said all your old eagles can become fledgling eagles, didn't it? Because they're replacing great eagles.
Is that what it says? I thought they could be used as great eagles or fledglings.
Yeah, there must be some kind of...
I thought it was you could become...
I may have misread it. Yeah.
I might have misread it now. I thought it was to do with base size.
Yeah.
It did say that the new models were getting new bases, but I thought it said that the new models could be used as eagles or fledglings.
Yeah.
But again, I might have misled it. So.
They're pigeons.
Sure. So we have Defenders of the Pelennor. This is just a. Is this the? This
is the rules for the cool hero stuff earlier.
Each hero in your army can once per game declare heroic combat for free.
Yeah.
I mean,
woo!
That's pretty good. Considering that list already looks pretty crazy.
It's death, but with Gandalf.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's absolutely
cool.
merit to just taking 15 captains and going, ha ha.
Yeah. Yeah, death. Okay. Now we have Lyndon. Is this going to be something I'm more interested in? We have Gil-galad, again, not on a horse. Boo. We have Elrond on a horse.
Cheaper, though.
Cheaper, yeah, 175. We have Círdan here, but Círdan bad now. He is 5 points cheaper, but he should probably
Círdan good.
He should probably be cheaper than that, maybe, if he's not that good. Rivendell Captain seems the same. Rivendell Warrior and the Knight. So the special rules here, come on. What does that say on the far left there? Is that warriors within 3 inches of a friendly hero?
Warriors within 3 inches of a friendly hero. When within 3 inches of a friendly hero, friendly warrior models.
May reroll failed to hit rolls when making a attack.
Provided they didn't move.
So that's the army bonus. And then for any models within 6 inches of Gil-galad gain a resistance to magic special rules. So that's what everyone's been looking for. And it's not just him, it is 6 inches. So it's like the Numenor rule, essentially. So I guess this is probably your maybe standard go-to Rivendell list. What did the other one have?
No.
The other one had the other rule.
No. Neither of those are your standard.
Is there something else?
There is a much better list.
Yes. Okay, we will skip on from Lyndon then. And we were loving the artwork as well, I have to say.
Gorgeous.
Return of the King. So is this very much the same?
This is this is much better than it once was. Okay. Much better.
So is this the rules?
So your points are mostly the same. There's not really any changes there, but the rules are now much more effective.
So Aragorn doesn't have to pay for Anduril, which was the same as before. Friendly done Harrow warrior models within 3 inches of Aragorn gain +1 to their fight value.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That's much needed and very good.
The issue was just that it was a 5/3 army, it just lose fights and then it wouldn't win games.
Yeah,
so, that's cool. Now, whenever the King of the Dead charges into combat after the charge has been completed, he may spend a will point to use a special rule. If he does, any more enemy models in 3 inches of the King of the Dead must take a courage test in an order chosen by the King of the Dead's controlling player. If the test has failed, the model must move up to its move value directly away from the King of the Dead. So another one of these rules that we're seeing, Visions of Terror.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to kill the model to do it, which is good.
Yeah.
I think there's something there that they're maybe trying to do, like just when, say, Dragon Emperor lists could just get onto objectives and stay there and not be moved when you're D6. They're trying to give you a way to get back into the game and move off without having to kill them.
All of a sudden, it's not as important to get somewhere first because you now have plays into it.
Yeah. Like if you're just a D6 horde, you're not necessarily just going to sit there and live forever and just outrun the card. So
that'll be the King's one will be really good to help them win fights as well, because you can disrupt the battle line.
Get space ports out of the way as well.
Yeah, you can go and trap everything else. Yeah,
very interesting for sure. So maybe seeing some more play out of this one. And I always thought this list, obviously has a lot of theme and is just a cool list. So to see it used more would be cool. Lots of people have it. It's easy to paint. So yeah,
it's also quite cool for picking off heroes as well. You could say charge your King of the Dead into a hero. Use his special rule, make all the warriors around him piss off, bring in Aragorn, strike, trap, kill the hero you're fighting.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Or right at the end when you need an objective.
Yeah.
Lovely. He's already thinking for his top table. You should have kept that one under wraps, Jake.
I'm not competing next year.
So now we have
taking a break from the GBHL.
We have atop the walls. This is it. This is what we have all been saying. We've said this on the pod. Everyone is, oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Gandalf the White, Heroes of Fortitude, Irolas and a Captain, Independent Heroes, Pippin, Warriors of Minas Tirith, Knights, Citadel Guard, and Trebuchets. So the special rules. What do we have? Fight to the last man. Love the name. Epic line there from Gandalf. Friendly Gondor models within 12 inches, automatically pass courage test. Sure.
Yeah,
Friendly Gondor models within range of an objective marker may re-roll to wound rolls of a natural 1. Okay, when making shooting attacks or making strikes. Return to your posts. Again, very themey line there. And then send these foul creatures into the abyss. They have really cooked here. Friendly Gondor models within 12 inches again after the white gain the Hatred Mordor special rule.
Yeah.
Bit underwhelming.
Yeah, it's not super powerful, but one thing you missed, Gandalf, now a hero of legend. That's nice.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, auto passes his first courage test for stand fast, gets to lead more troops, which is good. Makes him more points efficient because now you've got more warband space.
What is this flaming ammunition? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that was always a thing. That's reroll once to wound.
Oh, is that a thing? Sure, okay.
What's even better is you can put, where do you usually put like your trebuchet, you usually whack it on an objective, don't you? And then if you're next to an objective, you get to reroll once to wound when you're shooting.
Yeah. Although
so
it is now 100 points.
Gets a bit better.
Yeah, it's 20 points more now, though.
Sure. Oh, is it? Okay. Could be better. Maybe siege engines are becoming better, Jake. Maybe this is your time.
Maybe. That a Knight of Minas Tirith is now 15 points as well?
Oh, very interesting.
That's pricey, isn't it?
So, but that does include a shield because it says exchange shield and lance for banner. So are they?
And what were they originally? Were they 14 with the shield?
Yeah, but they were fighting 3 and they've probably gone to fight 4, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So that's fine then, yeah.
And that would be in line with the same +1 point increase for the Warriors Minister.
Yeah.
Fight 4. So
yeah.
Sure. Not to be the party people. I was maybe hoping for a little bit more from the special rules because maybe this isn't that good. And I would love to use this list, but it seems okay. But yeah.
Yeah.
But very cool. They actually put it in the game. Like people have been speaking about this for a long time. They've actually done it. So
yeah,
up to GW on that one. The Reclamation of Osgiliath. So we have Boromir, Faramir, Madril, and Captain of Minas Tirith. Warriors, Knights, Rangers, and Osgiliath veterans. So yeah, obviously no Rangers in the other list, but yeah, this one's the special rules. While Boromir and Faramir are within 3 inches of each other, they may spend each other's might, will, and fate as if they were their own. So if this is Voz with might, so they're just pretty nice around as a pair. That's pretty crazy. Friendly models getting the Mountain Dweller special rule, okay, and then another once per game. I like that they're doing these different kinds of rules that have big impacts because like very few armies have those at the moment, so I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Once per game, at the start of any fight phase, Boromir can use this special rule alive and on the battlefield. If he does, then friendly Gondor warrior models within 6 inches of Boromir get a +1 to wound when making strikes. This is treated as an active ability belonging to Boromir. So that's a way
Smash faces, boy.
So that's a way to shut it down, saying it's active.
Transfix it off.
So transfix, if that works in the same way, but sure, you get +1 within 6 inches for a turn. So suddenly your strength 3 Minas Tirith list that can't kill a D6 list, you get a turn to really try and make it.
All these complaints that strength 3 never killed D6 is just people whinging anyway. It's fine.
Sorry, me when I use Loth and can go fucking 2-hand feint at the front. That is a cool list. And I like that they're making you use Boromir and Faramir, and they've made a way to find that good. Giving them an interaction that works well and is good by the seams of it. So. And
still allowing you to take one of the best things about Minas Tirith with it being Madril, is also pretty nice.
Will he be as good in this edition? Who knows? You would hope so. But yeah, you still get the banner. I guess this is the first time we're seeing Boromir there, so everything else looks the same.
So apparently there is a big change to the banner of Minas Tirith. I've just been sent it. Give me 1 second.
Is this what I have here, I believe, anyway?
Potentially. This is a unique banner with a range of 6 inches. Boromir does not suffer the -1 penalty for the dwarf carrying the banner. Additionally, if a friendly Gondor warrior model in range of the banner is involved in a drawn combat and the combat is tied at the Gondor warrior model's fight value, then instead of rolling off to see who wins, if both sides have a similar special rule, roll off with normal. If not, the Gondor warrior model wins instead.
Wow.
So it's essentially the same thing. It's basically saying you win if you are tied fight value.
It's like saying the 4.5 then, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what that's also said is that there may be other heroes that have a similar rule or other ways that there can be that rule, because if there's 2 of the same thing, then you roll off as normal.
Yeah, but the biggest thing, no more Fight 7 Boromir.
Is it not?
Because he's already Fight 7, so he doesn't get a fight value buff from the banner.
Oh, so he is Fight 7 here. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. So
he's Fight 7 base, which it makes sense because everything's been scaled up. Yeah, it's still just warriors.
I like that. So it means here, yeah, that so you don't have to take the banner for the 6 might fight 7 boss. I
Yeah.
like that not being tied to the banner. But you've got something even better with the banner now, with the fight value. That's really cool. So Boz, okay, here to stay. But moving on from the Reclamation of Osgiliath, we have the Garrison of Ithilien, another Minas Tirith list led by Faramir. So this is more Ranger-esque. Madril, Damrod, the Captain Minas Tirith, Frodo and Sam, and Smeagol, and then regular Minas Tirith troops. Are these rules the same as the Rangers of Ithilien, do you know, or should I read them?
No. So the bow limit is now stuck to 50% instead of 100%, which it was, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's a cool new thing about victory points here. At the end of the game, you will score an additional victory point for each Frodo, Sam, and Smeagol that are still alive or have escaped the battlefield.
Yeah.
This can never take your total victory points to above 20, though.
But you could win a game just from having them alive.
Yeah, pretty good, isn't it?
That's cool. And we've never seen anything like that before either. So maybe there's other things like that can happen as well.
Yeah. You also now get to choose between Woodland Creature or Mountain Dweller as your bonus.
Never seen anything like that either. You can just
No, that's pretty mental.
Special rules to get again. I guess when we see kind of a new type of rule that we've never seen before, there could be other implementations of that same idea in different lists. So
yeah.
You'll be seeing we can pick rules and things in other lists or profiles as well. So very cool. Okay, for the Garrison of Ithilien, it was Rangers of Ithilien before, but sure, we can change the name.
Yeah.
The Last Alliance. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Heroes of Legend, Elendil, and then Gil-galad. They've put Elendil before Gil-galad, but sure, pick your poison. Okay. Then we have Isildur and Elrond. So they've got all the beefy heroes. Rivendell captain and Numenor captain, okay, and warriors of Numenor and Rivendell. No Riv Knights, though, as obviously they were not the Last Alliance, but you can't take Knights in the list, so no cap. So, World of Steel. Okay.
This army has the best special rule in the entire book.
That's something coming from Jake Rawson. So
it's amazing. And it now makes me think that this might be the best list in the entire book.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Points level dependent.
I haven't read it, so here we go. Whenever
a friendly...
sorry, go on, Jake. No. I'll let you read it, my friend. Go.
Whenever a friendly Rivendell infantry model that is not in combat is charged, so essentially when your infantry elves get charged, they may roll a d6. On a natural 6, the model that charged them immediately suffers a wound. So you send your entire army to charge me, and 16% of you are going to die.
Oh shit!
That is mental. So that is fucking mental.
So I love what they've done. Where they've looked at the Last Alliance, a list that people really like, a time in the books and the films that people really like, and they've gone, what is the thing that people think about in the films the most when they think of that?
And it's the battle line of sword and sword, right?
Fucking hell, swinging it. That's what I think. That's what thousands of people who play this game will think of. So they've put more into it specifically about that. That is really cool, and I'm so glad.
It's amazing.
That's really cool. Okay, so it
says themey, it's powerful. It basically necessitates the way you're going to build your list is you build a front line of elves and a spearmen of Numenor, which is how the list should be built anyway, because you want your D6 elven weapons on the front. So it's not even like it's making it worse to accommodate for this rule. It's making it better. It's just incredible.
Oh my God, Jake. Okay, and then it fucking hell. And it goes on to say, if this model was a cavalry model, roll a further d6. On a 1 to 3, it will be the mount that suffers the wound. On a 4+, it will be the rider. So it's either or. This is never an active ability. That doesn't say never.
This is considered an active ability.
Gotcha.
Which is fine, but that mount rule makes it so much better because if you have a mounted hero that charges in and rolls a 6, you could just then 50-50 kill the horse.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Because, yes, a hero suffering a wound when he charges, not ideal, but not world-ending. But his horse taking a wound when he charges, he's fucked. So
it's worth reading here. So a Last Alliance army must include at least one unique Numenor hero and unique. So you must take a named Numenor and Rivendell hero. So at low points is going to be hard. And then as well, the Numenor warriors can only be led by Numenor heroes and vice versa for Rivendell.
Yeah.
So, and obviously the named heroes are very expensive, or the unique heroes, as they're being called, are very expensive. So, and then the other rules. So there were some who resisted for any models may reroll any dice of A1 when making courage tests. So if you roll a 1, you just get to reroll. Okay. And then strength of Numenor, whilst being supported by or supporting a friendly Rivendell model, friendly Numenor models may reroll to wound rolls of a natural 1.
Yeah.
The spears just get to feint at the back. So is that GW confirming that the best way to run Last Alliance was always with elves at the front and Numenor at the back? That seems like what they're saying.
Pretty much. That is the way it always should have been. Yeah.
It seems like they're confirming that. Wow. Very cool list. Big thumbs up to any, potential rules writers or anything that are listening to this. Huge fan. That's really, really cool. Okay, we'll move on from the Last Alliance to the Depths of Moria. So the Balrog, the Captain, the Watcher, very interesting. And the Cave Troll. So have you read these? Is this mostly the same? I see the Shadow and Flame still.
This is one of the ones I didn't read.
Okay, sure. It looks mostly the same. We've got the drums, that was there before. The Dominion of the Balrog. They get +1 fight. That was the same before, wasn't it? That was in there?
Yeah, that was in there.
And then the Shadow and Flame, shooting attacks, and then, once per game, set ablaze. That seems the same.
Yeah.
But obviously you couldn't take the Watcher with it before.
The drums in the deep rule.
Is this different?
Yeah, so didn't you used to have to take a drum to get those bonuses, whereas now a drum isn't an option?
Oh, was that a thing?
So now you don't have to pay 75 points for a drum. You just get it for free.
Sure. Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah, sure. It's just part of the list. Okay. Yeah. Taken out. Was there other profiles or anything in the list? I'm not too familiar with the list because you never really see it.
Prowlers, they're gone.
Prowlers, yeah, sure.
If they were there to begin with, I assume they were.
Yeah, you'd think so.
And bat swarms were as well, weren't they?
Bats, yeah.
I don't know if bats were in this one.
Oh, were they not?
I think that was one of the things the list was missing. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, obviously in the army list. But, yeah. But just adding in the Watcher, like you could take the Balrog and the Watcher. I mean, that's not a very themey thing. It seems like they're going very much to theme, and then they go, "Oh, you can take the Balrog and the Watcher."
Yeah.
So sure, okay. Was the Balrog 350 points?
Oh, actually, to be fair, so the Balrog and the Watcher, the list doesn't specify you have to take the Balrog.
Oh, sure.
So you could just build this list as a Watcher list.
Sure, with the Watchers there. Yeah, sure. Was the Balrog 350 before? Sorry, he wasn't 400.
Yeah.
Was he 350? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, moving on from this one. We are almost at the end. We have Men of the West. Okay. One we are familiar with. Aragorn Gwaihir. Okay. Gandalf the White, Eomer, Leggy, and Gimli. Captains of Minas Tirith and Rohan, Merry and Pippin, and then Warriors of Rohan, Minas Tirith, and Eagles.
No fiefdoms anymore.
No fiefdoms, sadness. This page is going to be kind of cursed to read. Once per game at the start of the fight phase, Aragorn may use the special as long as he is alive. If he does, then friendly non-eagle models within something inches. He's right on the edge. Gains a +1 fight value and may reroll to wound rolls of a natural 1. So they're adding that in again until the end of the turn. This is treated as an active ability. So could be 3, could be 6, could be 12. Who knows? And then what does that say? Something may reroll a single D6 in any casting roll. So that must be Gandalf. So sure. So he gets the crown. Okay, learning from outnumbered tiers here. I see GW, like it. And then we have This Day We Fight, again, very well known. So long as Aragorn is alive, friendly models automatically pass courage test. And then the final stand, friendly infantry models within 3 inches of a friendly hero gain dominant 2. Very cool. So we are going to start seeing this dominant everywhere. It's going to be a very cool in the game.
Which is good that it's not just like given to a few things. It's a bit more balanced. The additional rules here are what make Men of the West quite interesting.
Sure.
Because it says if your army includes any cavalry models, which means you can now take cavalry Men of the West, that's good. Then it cannot include any eagle models and vice versa. So I like having the eagles, but I like that you can also take it as a cavalry list if you want to.
Oh well, you can't take troops that are cav. There's no cav. So does it just mean heroes that are?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah,
Which
sure.
makes sense, right? Because when they marched on the Black Gate, all the heroes had horses and the troops didn't.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Also, Gandalf doesn't get his Staff of Power.
Oh, so is that so he gets to reroll, but he doesn't get the staff?
Yeah, so it's lore accurate, but it's slightly less good.
It's worse.
But you can, well, yeah, but you can take eagles now, so that's nice.
Oh, I would have loved if this was just mega buffed Gandalf. But to be fair, like I think the Black Gate is more about Aragorn. I think maybe I'd have rather seen a buff to Aragorn than Gandalf in this.
Well, have you seen the Aragorn profile?
Well, this is what the once per game thing is, I guess, right? Like that's the buff from yes, but yeah, the Aragorn. Well, you haven't seen the King Elisar profile, so maybe we will see it shortly, folks.
Maybe we will.
TBD on that one. Yes, more emoji pods coming, I am sure, in the very near future. Moving on to Ugluk Scouts. Is this our final one? It's almost our final one. Ugluk Scouts, we have Ugluk as the hero of Valor, Grishnak. So this looks basically the same. Are there any changes with this one? Any others?
Don't know. I didn't bother looking.
No.
At this point, I was like, I need to message Elliot.
Straight away. So friendly Uruks increase their move value to 8. Once per game in scenarios that use objective markers, Ugluk can use a special rule during the move phase to choose an objective marker in base contact. So long as Ugluk is alive on the battlefield, friendly models within range gain the dominant 2 special rule.
That's pretty cool.
That's an interesting rule, isn't it, though? Because it said once per game. So unless it meaning at the very end of the game, or do you get points now for controlling objectives halfway through the game?
Ooh.
Because it said once per game, and so it doesn't say at the end of the game. It says once per game. So does that mean we are going to be contesting objectives halfway through the game?
Oh no, I assume it means that you can pick one of the objectives during the game, and then for the rest of the game, that becomes like dominant 2 for everybody. So if it's like cap control, control,
yes, the objective stays for longer. Well, stays forever. Cool.
Okay, so and then the next rule is just the +1 to wound with the animosity.
Yeah, the animosity stuff. Yeah.
Okay, and then our final list: Minas Tirith. Pure Minas Tirith, we have Denethor, of course, because he hasn't featured so far. Boromir and Faramir, yet again. And then Irilas, Captain Minas Tirith, and then the standard troops. So the rules here, these seem interesting. So do you think the eyes of the White Tower are blind? Once per game during the priority phase, but before the roll for priority, Denethor can use this rule. If he does, Denethor's controlling player automatically wins the roll to choose the eyes priority for that turn. If both sides have a special rule, players roll off as normal. Sure. So it's like a...
Nice.
Take priority, sure. If your army includes both Faramir and Denethor, then whilst Denethor is alive, Faramir passes courage tests. If Denethor is alive, when Faramir moves, he must charge if able to do so. Okay, try and impress his father, sure. And then Faramir's charge, whilst he has the cavalry keyword, before Faramir charges, make a note of where he begins his activation. Until the end of the turn, for any Gondor cavalry warrior models within 6 inches of where Faramir begins his activation, gain a fearless special rule, and if they charge, gain a bonus of +1 to their fight value. So
wow, that's good.
That's good.
That's because you can't take Boromir with the banner in this.
Yes.
So no banner. Interesting, you can't. I wonder in the other lists whether it said you could take him with the lance, because there's no option here for a lance. So can you not?
Good question. Faramir can't take a lance either, actually, now you mentioned that.
Can you not make them killy? So interesting. That is interesting. I wonder. Well, actually, Jake, we do have...
Boromir might have a special rule that makes him killy, regardless of the lance.
He may.
He might have a +1 to his wounds. But we might have to get confirmation on that one.
I will give confirmation on that right now, Ben Haslam. He does have +1 to wound baked into his profile. The Son of Gondor special rule. We will give one final tease leak of this video here. He gets natural +1 to wound, so no lance required. I guess I just answered my own question. So
what a fucking Chad.
Jesus Christ. So an interesting legion here to close us out. Boys, any key takeaways here? What are we thinking to close this out?
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Ooh. So exciting. My God. Every time we get a little bit of information, it fills me with a slight bit of dread. And then I keep reading. I'm like, actually, what the fuck am I worried about? This is all amazing. Well, all amazing is an exaggeration, but it's mostly amazing.
This has been by far the biggest leak of information that we've seen.
Yep.
And we are going to be, I would almost guarantee, the first video to have this live. So if you have watched this to the end for the exclusive content, I mean, I think by now it's sort of being shown in some other places, but we are almost certainly going to be the first video going live about this or the leak. So
you've jinxed it now, Elliot.
If you're this far, no, I'm confident. I'm confident, Jake, in this one. We've got
comment below if we're wrong.
Straight on it. Yeah, everyone will let us know. I've said this at the end.
If Elliot's wrong, he'll dress as Zoidberg for the finale.
No, put no life into that. But no, I've put this at the end and not the start, so not as many people should see this, hopefully. But if you have made it all the way to the end, this has been a lot longer than maybe we anticipated. But yes, if you made it to the end for all your SBG news, then please do let us know. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy all this content. But I think that's going to close us out. Thank you, Ben and Jake, for joining me so late. Ali had to bail, but he is not to be relied on. So we should remember that forever.
He's in a committed relationship, Elliot. We're not. So
are we not? Are we not? I'm like 10 years in, but hey.
No, I mean me and Ben.
Ah, sure, right. Okay, yeah.
We don't know what commitment is.
You two are single. Yeah, sure. Well, on that note, I think we will leave it there. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching yet another emergency podcast from the Gollum's Gamers.
See you next time.
See ya.